Hi, welcome everybody to today's edition of The Bow. Good to see everyone from around the world listening and watching this episode of The Bow. This is the Eat It series of The Bow. So today we'll be talking about mindful eating, part two. Today it's it's important that we analyze things happening around the world and in our region, in our country, Nigeria, and we find out that things are becoming very expensive, very, very expensive. So, for us to have a proper meal and to ensure that our children also have a proper meal, have a good diet, to make sure they're not malnourished, it's important for us to embrace this issue I'm bringing up, this suggestion. Now, how many of you have heard about stockfish? Stockfish. If you are a Nigerian watching this, I'm sure you know about stockfish, but you've not realized why stockfish is important. Why is stockfish our mindful eating part two topic? Okay, so when you look at stockfish, we call it Okporoko. Basically, um, a fish that is known to the eastern tribe of Nigeria, the people from the Igbo extraction. So, you know, when we had the Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 1970, this fish became popular because there was malnutrition then kwashiorkor that led to a lot of children having kwashiorkor. But now this is 2026, and we have hard times in Nigeria trying to make sure that our children, our neighbors' children, our friends' children do not have stunting, malnutrition. What do? We have to make sure that our meals contain stockfish, also known as Okporoko. Now, this fish, then during the Biafran War, this fish was salted and imported into Nigeria from Europe. And what people did was they washed it. Upon washing it, you had the salty water, and then they used that salty water to cook other meals. So, see how important it is. But now, right now, as we speak, to stock fish is very advantageous, of good benefit, in the sense that you don't need light. You say, okay, there's no light, there's no electricity. I don't have adequate electricity in my house. No, you do not need electricity to store it. It just requires storing a dry place or wrap it in newspaper or any paper. Keep in a dry place. It will be good before you use it to cook. Now, one thing about stockfish is that taking it prevents malnutrition. Just like I've been saying over the time, it has a high protein um, value, and of course contains calcium and iron, which is good for the daily recommended allowance of a child, and of course for an adult too, for a youth too. So you see, now there's no um, there's no hard way of preserving it. No hard way. Just like I said, wrap it in paper if you want to wrap it in paper, or put it in a nylon bag and then keep it in a dry place. So it's important for us to see that Okporoko is one of those key things that we should explore now in order to make sure that our children, our neighbors' children, our landlord's children, our friends' children are not malnourished. Remember, it's important to eat a healthy diet, mindful eating, eat a healthy diet than not eating a healthy diet and having to pay for it by going to the hospital or by buying drugs, self medication. So, in order to prevent those two things, let's eat a healthy diet. Let's remember, Okporoko, stockfish is the next new thing for present day Nigeria. Ah, before I go, it's important to know that why it's called Okporoko is because of that noise that it makes upon preparation. It makes that back, 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 back noise. If you're breaking it, you know. But of course, for those of you that are of my age, you know that Okporoko can be eaten raw without putting in the soup, and it's very nice. Thank you, everybody, for watching and, of course, listening to today's edition of The Bow, the Eat It series, Mindful Eating Part 2. Thank you, and as usual, in God we trust. Bye bye.